Hi, class. I will be speaking about project risk control. So, what is project risk control and why it's important? It is basically the identification, the continuous monitoring, and the development of contingency and mitigation strategies against possible risks throughout a project. So, risk control is important because risks ultimately impact the completion of a project and its deliverables within budget and schedule. So project risk starts off with a risk register. So basically, you first make a list. You compile everyone in different, areas of the business to really get a list of good risks and what could go wrong in all areas of the project. So it can be done in a session where everyone kind of blurts out what they think will be risk against scope, time, cost, and quality. Then you just want to sort and organize these, and then you put them in a risk register or a log. And this is just a way to keep track and report on identified risk items. So then in this risk log, you can think of the possible cause of the item, then assign likelihood on a low, medium, high level, assign the impact on a low, medium, high level, and then also develop mitigation techniques, first starting with the ones that are the highest risk and highest probability and impact. So then you quantify these. You want to know what would this look like. You want to quantify the cost and impact of the mitigation technique you've chosen in the occurrence and put an actual dollar amount in the risk register. This really makes things specific and measurable. And then assign the risk to an owner. This helps keep track of things, see if things have been done and when. And I also identify closed or open risk items. So this just keeps everything in line. So it is really important to revisit this risk log. It's not something you make and then throw away. Revisiting it allows for prevention, identifying new risk, new opportunities, and also monitoring cost implications across the deliverable or the constraints of the project. So, a probability and impact matrix, according to Michelle Embry, a publisher at ILSI of Washington, D.C., defines a probability and impact matrix as a problem formulation based, exposure driven roadmap that takes advantage of existing information to graphically represent the intersection of exposure and toxicity data on a highly visual matrix. Transparent decisions can then be made to acquire additional data depending on the level of precision needed to make a decision about safety and risks. So, a risk assessment chart is really made after the risks are identified, and then this is where you assign the impact and probability, like in a score format on this chart. And so it charts it all out, and this feeds into the matrix that we were talking about. And so this risk assessment chart is really important because it allows for individuals to deem what's important to them and what's most important, what should be tackled first, and then so on through just simple numeric or word values, which is really useful. So in a risk mitigation matrix, it contains the risks as well as a visual color code of the probability of occurrence and the impact it would have on the project if it did occur from the information from the chart. And then, my team did use a matrix, and so how to avoid um, bias or anything. As a PM, set the risks like of what I thought would be, and then it's important to have collaboration, making your final say as a PM, but also the rating of risk in a very simple, 1, 2, 3 format, or very high, very low, allows for the open discussion needed in the justification of opinion amongst the team to facilitate the actual rating and really the justification of why this would be so important or this should be the top highest risk. And so, like I said, my team has followed the approach of collective brainstorming, and the color coding really helps to just simply, in layman's terms, for everyone to understand the impact as well as the likelihood of each risk and opportunity. And that is all. Thank you.